Welcome back. All right, so we round out the divisions now, and then I'll go back and do news videos about who's been signed that I didn't get in these four videos early. It's just this is the easier way to do it. Because again, we're going to have signings through the rest of today. We're going to have signings tomorrow, probably signings through the rest of the next week. So yeah, I figure easier to do it this way and then just news the day on who's been signed since I did these videos. So we'll start off with Carolina. They were aggressive today. Michael Bunting gets a 3-year contract worth $4.5 million. Bunting's a very good forward. He's a top six guy. The one thing that he, of course, will be looking at this summer is the fact that early in the season he was getting a lot of penalty calls, and then referees decided, no, he's acting a little too much. So it's just one of those things that it's easy enough for a player to fix, and Bunting can be a very effective top six guy. Freddie Anderson sticking around 2 years at 3.4 million, which is a bit of a surprise because they also kept Ronta 1 year at 1.5 million. So maybe Kochetkov's going to spend the year in the minors. I no idea. Orlov, of course, is the big headliner here. 2 years at $7.75 million. That's an expensive contract. Gets a bit more palatable next summer, but this would have to take them out of the running for Erik Karlsson. There was some discussion about Erik Karlsson going there. Orlov's cap hit at 7.75 million. Again, it's probably around what they would have wanted to spend on Karlsson. They would have wanted San Jose to eat some of that contract, and San Jose doesn't want to have to eat a bunch of it. So, at any rate, we'll see how things go for Carolina. I think they did all right. At least Bunting adds some offense there, right? Columbus has been quiet. I think they're an afterglow after signing Adam Fantilli. If you look at their social media, if you can load it, Adam Fantilli. It's all Fantilli, and you know what? I get it. This is a prospect that deserves every single bit of hype that he's getting from every report that I've read so far. New Jersey was busy keeping guys. Bastian resigns 2 years, 1.35 million. Michael McLeod resigns 1 year at 1.4 million. So they do lose Wood, but that was the expectation going into the offseason anyways. Shalgren signs 1 year, 775,000. He, of course, has been a farmhand goaltender for the Leafs for years. Justin Dowling signs 1 year, 775,000. And so, yeah, just basically some housekeeping by New Jersey. Nothing earth-shattering because they've already done the earth-shattering. And when you look at how much Killorn got, adding Toffoli looks brilliant, right? Toffoli's cap hit is lower than Killorn's, and Toffoli's cap hit comes to an end this year. Now the Islanders, and there will be a video on the signing of Sorokin because clearly that was a signing, and I thought, well, I could put it in here, so I'll mention it here. But it does deserve to go into a news video, as if we're going to throw in signings and everything else, I might as well throw in all the trades, and then things get to be a mess. So the Islanders are keeping Varlamov, a contract that I find a little bit eye-opening. 4 years, $2.75 million. He's 35 years of age, so this will pay him till he's almost 40. Mayfield signs a 7-year extension worth $3.5 million per season, and Pierre Engvall, 7-year extension for $3 million. Lou Lamoriello doesn't mess around. He does not want to be dealing with these guys' agents anytime soon. So you get 7 years and you get 7 years, get out of my office. So, yeah, the Islanders clearly running things back. There hasn't been a huge amount of change with the Islanders, and so we'll see how things go. Because with the discussions of which teams in the East are going to move up and which ones could move down, the Islanders will be a popular one for people with, well, they may end up missing the playoffs. And I know that'll frustrate Islanders fans to hear it, but I'm already hearing some of it via media. The Rangers, and I'm wearing Rangers because I like what they did here. Gustafsson signs a 1-year deal for $825,000. He had a decent year with the Washington Capitals before being traded to Toronto. Connor Mackey, 1 year, league minimum, $750,000. Nick Bonino signs 1 year, $800,000. Tyler Pitlick, 1 year at $787,500. Belzile gets a 2-year deal worth $775,000. He was a useful fourth liner for the Montreal Canadiens. Riley Nash is still kicking, 34 years of age, signs a 2-year extension or 2-year deal with the Rangers worth $775,000. Jonathan Quick, as expected, a 1-year deal for $825,000. Blake Wheeler, 1 year, $800,000 contract. That is one of the steals of the day. In a day where we saw some contracts come in a little bit higher than we might have expected. Wheeler's ends up being far low than I think we might have expected. He's in his mid-30s as well, so of course there's that. He may have a decrease in his scoring, but at $800,000, it's really not a big deal. Philadelphia's been quiet. Rhett Gardner signs a 2-year deal for $775,000. Ryan Poehling, 1 year, $1.4 million for Poehling with the Flyers. Going to Pittsburgh, Lars Eller. Yeah, Lars Eller, 2-year deal at $2.45 million. I think that's good value. I think Dubas did a good job there. Tristan Jarry does sign an extension with Pittsburgh. Did not last on the market very long. 5 years, $5.375 million per season, which means that Dubas, after doing his homework, decided Jarry is the best to go with going forward, and we'll have that discussion about the goaltending in Pittsburgh as the summer rolls along. Graves signs with Pittsburgh, 6 years for Ryan Graves at $4.5 million per season. Again, that's one that's a little bit eyebrow raising in term and in just the cap hit as well. And I say a little bit, if he has the kind of season we know he can, that may end up looking like a good deal. Noel Acciari, 3 years at $2 million per. He, of course, would be familiar with Dubas from his time in Toronto. Alex Nedeljkovic, 1 year, $1.5 million. So is there going to be a goaltending battle between Nedeljkovic and DeSmith? We shall see. And Matt Nieto signed 2 years at $900,000, one of the first contracts that was announced today. The Capitals have been relatively quiet, although they did sign Pacioretty to a 1-year deal worth $2 million. There's $2 million in player bonuses in there as well, and we'll see if he earns those. So there you go. All 32 teams are gone over, and now we'll go back through and see who's been signed since I put together all of these boards and did these divisional wrap-ups so far. Doing my best to keep up on everything. It's a lot of signings and a lot of movement, and we'll see if it's, again, as I said before the day started, I don't know how many of these are going to move the needle and change things, but I do like what the Rangers did, thus the Rangers garb. And of course, when I put that Detroit board together and upload the video, Detroit then signs Compher, which I will talk about in my next news video, and I think that's a pretty smart move for Detroit as well as they try to get above the playoff line. Ottawa, Buffalo, Detroit. 3 teams below the playoff line, all of them trying to get above. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And if your team hasn't done anything today, do not panic. Sometimes we look back at free agent day and we talk about how the teams that were quiet might have been the smart ones. But hey, it's too early to say. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.